don't get it. I just don't get it. It's finals week, and one of my biggest pet peeve as an English major is learning this very obscure, cryptic writing rhetoric known as Middle English, specifically in the context of Chaucer's Canterbury Tales. And let me tell you why it's such a huge peeve for me. Mainly because when am I ever going to use Middle English? I don't know, let's say 6 years down from today. When am I ever going to use it? Probably never. Unless I become an archaeologist who's trying to unravel Chaucer's throne and read some of his ancient scrolls. But other than that, I don't think I'm ever going to touch Middle English other than today for this fall 2011. A lot of it is really hard to understand. It's dense, but I can understand if you just take some time and look into it. Actually, you know what? No, even if when I take some time and looking into it, it still doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. I could rather be reading postmodern texts, but no, I'm touching on Canterbury Tales. Did I have a choice? Of course I had a choice, but this was the only class that I have to take, so I don't have a choice. But anywho, if you're wondering what Middle English sounds like, now is your chance, because I happen to bring the book right here. I'm studying for my final right now, and I'm going to have to read a couple hundred pages of Middle English by Tuesday. Oh yeah, really fun. Really, really fun. Yeah, I'm not being sarcastic whatsoever. But here it goes. We're going to be reading on The Knight's Tale, Chaucer's famous story that opens up the Canterbury Tales. But before we do, let's cue in some epic Skyrim music. Much better. Okay, here it goes. The Knight's Tale. Here begins the Knight's Tale. And I do apologize if you hear some sort of Middle English accent, but this is my attempt. I'm trying to read it to very promote a authentic Middle English sound for you. So here it goes. The Knight's Tale. Here begins the Knight's Tale. Willem Ho, as old stories telling us, there was a duke that hight Theseus. O Athens he was lord and governor, and in his time switch a conqueror. That greater was that noon under the sun, for many rich country hadn't they won. What with his wisdom and his chivalry, he conquered out the reign of famine. That wind was eclipsed in Scythia, and went the queen Poptilia, and brought he home with him his country, with much the glory and great solemnity. And eke a young as sister Emily, and thus with victory, with melody, lead I this noddle, thus the Athenian raid, and at this host in arms and heen besieged. And certes, if it were near to young to near, I would have told you fully the manner, how woman was the reign of famine, by Theseus and by his chivalry, and of the great battle of the Nones, between Athens and Amazon. And now a sign was at Politia, that fair hardy queen of Scythia, and of the feast that was yet a wedding, and of the tempest of her home companion. But all thing unmoot as now forbear, I have got wood a large field by ear, and work been the oxen in my plough, the rent of the tale is long now. I'm just gonna stop now because I'm totally butchering it, word for word. So yeah, that's Middle English for you, and that's all I want to say. I love Middle English.